and welcome back to another episode with me. How are we doing today? I hope we're feeling good, and let's get right into it. So from the title, you already know what we're going to be speaking on, but before we get too deep into the video, I do want to tell you guys to first, of course, like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more of my content, then please press the notification button, and I see you every time that I post a video, okay? So for starters, I do want to say our affirmations, and today's affirmation will be, I give abundant value to others. Once again, I give abundant value to others. Now let's get into it. So from the title, we'll be speaking on having homophobic parents. And this is something I wanted to talk about because, even though, being gay or bisexual, just having different sexual preferences that are not what they call quote unquote normal, which is heterosexual, is something that is, very open now, which I'm, happy to hear, and, happy. It's a great time to be alive. But I know what it feels like to have a homophobic parent. So I wanted to really just share my experience with you guys and how I navigated through that, just in case it can help another person out there. So let's just get into it, okay? So for one, please understand that it's not your fault that they have a hard time accepting you. In my situation, my parents never knew that I dated girls. They might after they see this video, you know what I mean? Hopefully not though. But didn't know that was a part of my life. That was a very long time ago. But it was for a period for sure. I believe through at least middle school to high school, I didn't date boys at all. Actually, I dated women, girls, and we had a ball. But knowing that both of my parents are not homophobic, it is one of my parents. I'm not going to say exactly, which one. But knowing that, being that the parent of mine that was homophobic, I didn't necessarily live with them. So that was, it was, I guess I would say it was a little easier for me because I didn't live with them. But even having to be with them sometimes and hear how they would speak on gay people, hear how they would speak when they see a gay couple, or maybe a guy that just as a girl, or a guy that acts a little more feminine and stuff like that, it can kind of make you a little uneasy or uncomfortable, because it's like, well, how would you think of me or view me if you knew that, I liked the same sex, and it's unfortunate that people even actually judge people for liking the same sex when it's nothing to judge. But please understand that in these situations, like any other situation, when someone is judging you, it is because of their perception and perspective of their reality. And so their reality in their head, that's something that is not normal, quote unquote, right? And so it has nothing to do with you, right? It has nothing to do with you personally. It's not even that your parents hate you or dislike you, or or would hate you or dislike you if they didn't know. I mean, if they did know, it's just that to them, in whatever time that they're growing up or whatever they have experienced in life, I'm gonna let them finish first. Whatever they have experienced has caused them to feel this way against, just people who are homosexual. So it really has nothing to do with you. And I think that's the key thing to take away from this, that it has nothing to do with you. So it is never your fault. I feel like a lot of people will feel like it is their fault and that maybe it's something that is wrong with them and that they have to change, when you're perfectly fine the way you are. You are still lovable. You are still someone worth caring about. You are still someone worth being there for. It's just sad and unfortunate to have parents with that type of perspective, okay? And it has nothing to do with you, okay? But you are perfectly fine the way that you are. Your sexuality does not define you, okay? It just doesn't. So in these cases and situations, I would say, prioritize yourself first. Especially if you live with the parent, prioritize your safety first. If you feel as if though you would be in danger if they knew, I would do everything in my mighty power to make sure they don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you, feel like that's something that would, make them treat you any differently, or maybe even like kick you out, put you on the streets, or start to abuse you, whatever the case may be. I have seen situations like that. Prioritize your safety first. I understand sometimes we love our parents and we want to tell them certain things about ourselves to help them understand us more, but sometimes, depending on the situation that you are in, if you cannot move out of your parents' house right away, or if you are too young to move out of your parents' house, or maybe just that type of dynamic, maybe that will not be the best decision. I would also say that in this time, especially me mentioning earlier that it's not about you, it's about them, and it's about their perspective of reality, their perspective of their own reality in their head. Take this time to understand your parents, because I feel like me just saying this right now that everybody lives in their own reality and that is their own perspective and it's not your fault wouldn't even help you grasp the full picture of it. To help you not feel like this is your fault, that something is wrong with you, to help you not internalize just how they would make you feel if they knew your sexuality, or how they do make you feel if they know, is to understand them. Because once you understand them a little more in their background and what they have been through, some things that our parents a lot of times don't even talk about, it will help you understand that everyone goes through their own trauma, their own baggage, their own sorts of things. And even though it's no excuse to treat people the way that they do, it's no excuse to be discriminatory, is really no excuse, but it will help you really get a full picture of exactly what you're dealing with from inside out. Also, be patient. Not only be patient with yourself, be patient with your parents, and just be patient with the universe and with God, and know that despite of it all, things will get better in due time. Maybe you move out, you can finally tell them, or maybe if you did tell them and you live with them, maybe eventually they'll turn a new leaf and try to understand you more, and try to actually sit down with you and understand exactly how you are feeling and things of that nature, and really be able to have that conversation with you, that heart to heart. Unfortunately for me, in my situation, I can't that's not an option, but hopefully in yours that it is, where you can actually sit down with your parents, have that heart to heart conversation for them to understand you, and really get to know you on a whole new level, especially if you never even felt like you were comfortable enough to tell them about your sexuality, because that they're homophobic, and I know that it's a very uncomfortable situation, but like I said, just be patient, and time will tell you everything that you need to know. Also, seek support from your friends, maybe other family members that can keep it on the hush. They'll also be supportive of you and understand you, and people that you can talk to. Really find people that you can talk to every day from the day to day. I would also say, if you can, look into counseling or therapy. But counseling and therapy is always a once a week or twice a week thing. Having friends and family that you can actually talk to, ones that that you can actually trust, and they're a good, firm shoulder to cry on, will always help you tremendously. Because in times where you feel like you don't have anyone, that no one is there for you, that no one understands, you can be able to pick up the phone and call them, and make sure it's someone that gives you really good sound advice, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Not just someone who's just going to be like, okay, yeah, I hear you, but someone who's actually going to give you feedback, and great feedback, that makes you actually feel better. Because sometimes, even for me personally, myself, if I'm going through something, I would know how to be there for myself. I would know, hey, you can get through this. I would know what to say to myself to kind of affirm myself, to lift my spirits. But sometimes me, myself, is not enough. Sometimes you're feeling so down that you need someone else to tell you exactly what you just told yourself. And it might just sound better because it's coming from somebody else, And sometimes you really need that. And it would really help you, be able to just go through another day and another day and then another day It will just help you be able to take things one day at a time. And that's all you really need to do. All you really need to do is just take things one day at a time. Like I said, time will straighten things all out. That's why we have to be patient. Okay, so make sure that you also seek support. And like I said earlier, considering seeking professional help, if that is an option. If you're in school, if you're younger, it could be through a counselor or anything, or seeking a therapist, and things of that nature. You can keep that on the low. If you hear something banging, it's my dog. But yes, I hope you guys can take something from this video. I hope that it helps someone out there. I love you guys and I appreciate you, and have a wonderful day. Mwah.